Hey there, folks. I'm Zerfall,
I'm the Mysterious JG,
and get
and
ready
I've
to
been
get
drawn
back.
back into the darkness that is the aching, unexpectedly.
Yeah, I was playing around with this a little bit off screen, um, because I looked through the PDF version of the instruction manual, and it's got a dictionary, and I was like, I got to try some of this stuff. I got to figure out where some of this stuff is, because there's clearly stuff you can do. Um, some stuff I still haven't quite figured out, but I figured we'd give this another little go here. I thought that there might be ways to get around some deaths, and there obviously are. We figured that out a little bit with the maw. You can just throw the thing. So we're gonna see with
Oh,
the
you can
stuff.
throw the thing at the maw and it just chews it up without having to chew you up.
Yeah, we figured that out, but
Oh, spoilers.
we
Or
figured
did
it
we
out
already figure that out?
afterwards, like
Oh, okay.
when it was
Well, we
too
weren't
late.
recording.
So we'll throw a couple saves down when I try some weird stuff, but we're gonna be going through the game again, seeing some stuff that was hard to find on your own. So I guess this is the super spoiler version, and checking out I think at least one glitch that just lets you break the score of the game very easily.
Well, the only thing that's preventing this from being a full 100% walkthrough is that you still haven't quite figured out how to get all the points without using a cheat that you know is not
Well,
intended.
I don't know for sure because in using that cheat, I got too many points, and then like I'm
So,
like,
okay.
I don't know
You
how many
didn't.
extra points I got. So
I guess this is when we find out are we doing 100% run, and you're pretty sure it's not 100% run because spoilers. The one thing you said before the video was I did this and this extra thing, and I did all these extra things, and I never figured out what the reads are for.
yeah,
So
I
we're
never figured
probably
that
not
out.
getting 130 of 130 here.
Yeah. Oh, so it's weird because we can touch the wall, right? And we can look the shapes, but you can't touch the shapes, and you can't look the wall. That's odd. I wasn't sure if those were points for that. We get points for just leaving the room here, right? For
Oh, I
extra
mean, they gotta,
lore,
they
we
gotta give
looked the
you a way.
city,
Okay.
but it turns out you can look at the horizon as well, and it gives you
Somewhere out on the horizon. See, this
information
cut
about the.
off. I sang in the city last time, but like my mic cut out, so they didn't get the full experience.
But are those even clouds or just a starless sky? Nobody knows.
Oh, it's green, so
So
so I guess falling doesn't give you points, does it?
not here. In certain spots, it does.
Oh, like at one point we do have to fall into that hole.
Oh, see, we got the fast rock.
Fast rock. That's gonna be the new. They're gonna be calling it Zerf rock when they figure oh Zerfall's a speedrunner who discovered that you can find the rock in this room.
So, and I'm not sure. I'm gonna get the reeds now. I don't know if there's like a way you can use the reeds before you go in the. Maybe they make you float or something. I don't know. I can't figure out a way to go down this hole without dying. So like, there's no way into the house without having died at some point.
But we think the key to the full run, a full points run, might be to because so part of what was making the game a little weird to me was well you can't die, and there do seem to be places where you just want to get yourself killed and it will advance the story, which isn't how it would have worked in the old traditional
No.
games that this is kind of echoing. But we're thinking the and this is a modern mechanic that you can have like a I don't know the Paragon run where you don't die. But yeah, that like the full points run is probably one where these places we got ourselves killed and the game like pushed us ahead anyway. Like not dying might be the key.
Yeah, maybe more points or something. I don't. I'm not sure if you get
Well,
2 points instead
there's a
of
room
three.
directly to the south that we never figured out
Yeah,
what it was
I
for
still haven't
either.
figured out anything about this room.
It's
It's got
probably
no hints at all. And if you're looking at, we got a list of keywords from the instruction manual. It doesn't have everything that's in the game.
it's
Um,
ibuprofen.
but we can't look
Look
at the
that up.
lake, right? Um, there's a whole lot of stuff we can't look at.
Well, you told me to look for opportunities to use paint and opportunities to use reeds.
Well, that's the big
So
thing, right? Like, I mean, can you just use reeds here? I don't understand. He always says he doesn't understand. I don't know for sure. They're a creature. They may even have 5 or 6 different sexes in their morphology.
well, and that's another thing I remember being slightly annoyed with in the game is that I never got a sense of what our protagonist looks like.
I
It
mean,
was a mess.
here's how you extrapolate. He has 2 bumps on top of his head when forward, one sideways.
Uh-huh.
So those are probably horns or something. But if we
Probably.
like look eye, You can see his hands clearly have
He's got demon hands
demon
or
hands,
just purple hands.
or just purple hands. But I feel like the white part is perhaps fleshy bits as well.
I think the white part is his fingernails.
I mean, on his
So is there any way that we could drop like a rope down this hole or something to avoid dying?
well, can
Or
we
do you
like
always fall down? Or
tie
do you not die when you
reeds?
fall here?
Don't need the word tie. I mean, I so far all I figured out is there's the word flip is a word that it can do too, but I don't know what you would
Probably
flip in
flip
this game.
switch.
Oh, maybe yeah, that might
We
make
got
sense.
album. I'm just looking for words I do not remember using.
Yeah, I don't know if we can. Maybe we should ask album or look album.
Flips.
So I mean, for now, I'm just gonna fall in here because it's the only thing I know how to do, and I can't type anything while this is going on. So it's not like I can like. Maybe you drop the reeds down here and it makes a pile. I'm gonna try that later.
And that'll be a whole other video when you find out that that works.
Well, I mean, depending on how fast this goes. I am a great typer. Ooh.
Oh, and the red court.
I don't think you get points for reading the books at all.
Oh, do you even need to? Like they gave us context
I
clues.
don't think
But,
you need to.
okay.
And we should have thrown the rock in the mob before we did this, I guess.
Suboptimum.
Use. Maybe this is where it touches it more important too. Use crystal on prison. Oh.
Crystal on crystal.
Oh, use talisman on prison.
Have a little crystal on crystal action here.
This is the prison as well.
Okay.
So some of the things figured out here, you can ask ask this guy about prison, and obviously he's embarrassed about that. Let's ask him about album. It says Arcanum Volume 1.
CP437.
Yep. So that has something. It's something. I don't know if that's just a debug thing. Ask. Maybe we should ask debug. No knowledge of this. But
We did. I'm sure we already asked him about the reeds.
Yeah, you can show him the reads, and he's like, I don't care. But you can ask him about aches. And he's like, hey, maybe some in my bedroom. You may borrow the key. So I'm just going to exit here real quick and throw down a quick save. Because this is where the free points glitch happens.
Okay.
If we save this, I'll just save it under test again. So first off, so now we can like give key. Because I was just giving him all the items, right? Hey, thanks for returning it. And then you're like, ask
you can get it again. Oh, okay.
And then you can be like, give key. Ask Pain. Give key. Oops. He has no use for nothing. Ask Pain.
No.
Give key.
Understood. Okay, so we got it. He accidentally made a loop where you can get those points. You're not actually going to do anything other than the points. You're not going to like beat any puzzles in an unintended way. You're just you can mess up your points.
You can well, yeah. And I guess if you were playing a if they start making a speedrun category for this and they just call it 130 point percent, then you get to go in and break it and make them add a new rule. So here's a frustration I have with this game. Okay, look.
Understand.
So,
wow.
There's a scene. There's a bedroom. There's a chest of drawers. Oh, look
on the far wall.
Chest of drawers. Oh, here's some information about it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Open drawer. I don't understand. Open top drawer. It doesn't understand at all. Use key on top drawer. I don't understand. Use key. I don't understand. Then you have look drawer. Which one?
Oh. Look bottom, BODDOM.
Now the only thing that the reason why I have a problem with this is because Open drawer opens a verb in this game, and open drawers make sense. Look drawers doesn't mean you don't say look in drawer, and I suppose you can say look in drawer, but you don't have to. So because you don't have to, it really doesn't make sense. But I don't understand why I can't use the key on the drawer, or you know what I mean?
I feel like so we were talking about this off camera, but some of our grumpiness with this game is just being curmudgeonly old men. And I've mentioned that some of the things some of the sins this game commits are very, very true to what these games used to be. And the games that we played as kids that we're nostalgic for, we forgive them for doing things that would not be acceptable in a modern game.
Yep.
But I do feel like the old school test parsers, like if you got a noun it recognized and a verb it recognized, it was going to give you something. I don't think you would like look drawer doesn't do anything. Like open drawer, I think it would say you can't like. I feel like that's most of the old text parsers would have got you to
I
the
just
fact
feel
that
like
the
there are
talker
some
is an
things that
object you
are
can interact with.
there are some things that should have been, I guess, not necessarily as obtuse as they are.
Right. Yeah.
Like, because as much as having to have the exact right verb, and if you go far enough back, they have things like, you know, you had to use the plug in the bunghole in Hugo's House of Horrors, right? I don't think you could
Right.
just put it in the hole. It had to be bunghole, and nobody says bunghole except for Beavis and Butthead.
Well, no, just Beavis, but it
Well.
doesn't really say bunghole. Come on.
Anyways, if we look in the top drawer,
population. Yeah.
right?
Open the drawer.
Using the
Okay.
key, by the way. It's filled with
That
very
looks good.
stationary notebook and scattered scraps of paper. Amidst the disorganized contents, you find a bottle marked ibuprofen.
Oh, you pulled a fast one on me. You were joking around about how ibuprofen isn't. Why would it be in the?
Well,
But
because
it
you had a
is.
different list than me, and I was like,
I had a
mine
different
doesn't have
list.
ibuprofen. So ibuprofen isn't listed in the thing, but we can look. We can just say medicine. Oh no, we can't.
You have to use key on medicine.
So there it is. Got a bottle of ibuprofen.
Kind of looks like a diamond or something, but okay.
It does, but I think you can see a bit of a cork stopper or something in the top of it at the just above the thumb.
Sure. And you thought those white things at the end of his fingers were fleshy bits?
No, I think the white parts on his overworld sprite are fleshy bits as well. I don't think he has clothes on, or she.
It.
I don't think there's a way to take the ibuprofen.
But you have it.
I have it.
Oh, you mean you can't like?
I don't think you can. I don't think you can use the drugs.
You can't open medicine.
Medicine is a word, but it doesn't do anything. So there might be other.
But you
medicine.
didn't open bottle of medicine, or
oh, can you? I don't understand.
Yeah, this thing we can spend an hour and figure out there is a way to get that to work. Could you ask him about it or give him the ibuprofen? Maybe the ibuprofen is the key to defeating that beast. Because he doesn't tell us anything useful about the beast, does he?
I'm gonna talk to him about it because it's called the messenger. If you say monster and stuff like that, he's like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Right. Okay.
Or creature. If you ask Ma, I don't know if we're getting points for this or not. Okay. Ask.
Right. You with? That's a long story.
It's the and I know this from the word list here. It's called the keeper.
Of Kraken. I keep my distance from
now,
her.
I will say this: if you ask the merchant about the keeper, he says, "Oh yes, she buys my wares or something like that."
Delicious fungal chews.
But he also takes like a bunch of blood from you when you try to buy the compass, right? So I was like, maybe I need to give her blood somehow. Haven't figured that out. But you get to talk to them before they eat you. So I'm assuming there must be something you can do. Maybe you use the reeds to tickle them. I don't know. We'll have to try something when we get there. Maybe. But we want to ask about... we want to show. What items do we have right now?
Now they're blood reeds. Not just reeds, they're blood reeds.
That's
Suppose
true,
that if we bit into the reeds, they would have blood in them. You were Karkaroth. My condolences. But you can't ask him about Karkaroth. He won't tell you anything.
Yes, you can.
Oh.
That's just where the chain ends. But you get points for it. Scholar.
Keep asking him.
Lux Scholar.
Ask Scholar Blood Reads.
All right. This was Zaraketh.
Yep. You know, I'm riding on the Zaraketh Express.
Yeah, see?
It's taking me
So
to Zaraketh.
even if we don't get all the points, part of me is going to think, is it actually something we missed, or did we not ask him about something important?
Right. It's just text. Well, it's like in King's Quest, like the original King's Quest and King's Quest 2, I think you could find various trinkets like, brooches and stuff that didn't have an in-game use. They just gave you points. But I do feel like that, at least you were like finding shit hidden in the game, not just did you use the text parser to ask every question.
Yep. No use for that. Show. What else did we have? The talisman. Show tell.
That's not how you spell talisman.
Whoops. Nothing for that one. Ask merchant. Whoops. New person. Show I. No use for that. I was hoping he was going to tell us something about it being like worthwhile. I'm trying to like show him as many things before I actually.
I feel like I am flashing back to when we were doing like the spells in Manahan's basement with the typing.
Oh yeah.
You want one mistyped word and you were turning back and forth to a cat constantly, or well, I don't know. It's entirely possible that the person who made this game will show up in the comments. And I've already said, if you're still watching, I was a little grouchy about the game. I have never taken the time to make my own game before. You should temper your comments when somebody does a labor of love like this. But I do kind of feel like these games used to, like, nobody was expected to find everything you could do in these old games. Like, there were hint books, right?
Yeah.
Like people, and that was a fun thing about these games. It's like years later you could find out, oh, I never searched the hollow in the log on the third screen of the forest and got the brooch. Like, that's normal, but it's a vertic. But is by the door. Ah, you found some. I hope that helps us by the door. But no, I feel like he might if he shows up and explains some stuff we missed, that'll be kind of cool. But I'm not going to fret over having not figured out all the points. I'd be curious how you get past the guardian or the attendant or whatever without dying. But the
you don't
fact
need
that
the word crystals, but that's in the word list. I think the word list might be from an earlier thing too, because there seems to be some stuff.
There's more than one version of it out there apparently, because you found one. When you buy the game, you get one with a lot more words than the ones that just popped up when I clicked the link on Steam without having purchased the game. But what was I getting at? I just feel like
so now that we gave him the key, and we used it, now if we ask Payne.
So you found some. I hope it helps.
Right. So there is a trigger to make it stop working, but it's just if you never go get it, right?
Oh, I got you. Yeah.
So I think that in the playtesting, it was probably something like nobody was like, "Oh, I got an item. I'm just going to give it back to him right away without trying to use it."
Right. Okay. Well, maybe in version 2, yeah, you might have just he like I keep arrogantly assuming he'll see this video, but yeah, he might fix this now based on this reveal.
So I think that's it for right now with this guy.
But what I was going to say, what's frustrating to me about the monster that eats you is, okay, it's a monster, it eats you. The game doesn't punish you for it per se, but if you have to find a way to get past without being eaten to get full points, it's kind of frustrating that as soon as you talk to it, you have a certain amount of time to type in something, and if what you type in isn't exactly the right thing, you get eaten. It's like you don't have.
I mean, that's very much the way things would have been.
That's not exclusive to these. But like in an old Sierra game, it would have been like you have like 4 seconds to type in the correct input, but if you don't, you get game over. So oh, there was something I had to be able to do here because the abominable snowman killed me. Not the abominable snowman beats you up, but it's okay. You still get to go by. In which case, you're like, oh, okay, I guess I did that right, and you never. I don't
Wait, is
understand
window a word?
Windows.
Maybe you can see it from in here.
Window is not a word on your long list
It says
or
I
my
don't
short
understand
list.
though, as opposed to you don't need this word, which makes me think. Actually, I think it's in the bedroom. Remember, you look at the window and it says, "Hey, it's a cave."
But what happens if you just type in like fuck or poopy?
You don't need the word "fuck."
Okay, that's
Don't
what I think. Yeah.
don't I
So,
know it?
well, like if you just type in a random nonsense word that isn't even a word, like wargarble, it'll say you don't need the word wargarble if it doesn't recognize it at all. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Nerdle.
Well,
Damn, son, you don't
I
need
don't think
that
there's a
word.
reason for us to go to the left here anymore.
Well,
I
I
haven't
mean, you
figured
do
anything to do in this room.
the stranglethorn, like tickle the stranglethorn with the reeds. No, no, that's no reason I would do anything. Oh, is tickle a word? I don't think tickle is a word.
I don't see it. I see teeth. I see throw. This is why we ought to have done this, though.
The main thing maybe I shouldn't be spoiling it. The main thing you mentioned was that somewhere along the line you used a word that starts with a P and ends with a T.
Well, that's the best part. We're gonna go see that soon.
Okay, so I won't spoil it anymore.
Throw. Oh, well, let's look at them all first. You don't get points for that, no. Uh, throw rock. So we got points for that. If you walk into it now, you don't get more points for being chewed up.
Okay.
You might get the same amount of points for having been chewed up, or you might get less. I don't know for sure.
Well, I mean, if we got points for throwing the rock into it, I don't think we got points for walking into it.
Now, I don't think we
I
lose
don't.
points for falling here, so I'm gonna fall to save time.
All right, well, I'm looking at the score at 57.
I fell right through my score. You won't find out till I'm on the
We
screen.
lost all of our points. Okay,
Fine.
they're back. Maybe now that we've been
I thought you got points
crushed,
from falling from this one, but I could be wrong. It might just
maybe
be.
now we can take ibuprofen.
What? I tried taking ibuprofen so many times. I
Okay,
swear it
but
didn't work. Maybe it's
we
just
just we
you can't
just
use it in
fell.
certain rooms.
Okay, you come to sitting in a booth. You can hear the clinking of china and bustling of waitstaff as they tend to the other customers. That must have been some migraine to have spawned such a strange and unpleasant dream. This seems like a nicer place than you've been in the rest of this game, but I guess
Yeah.
to him, blue skies outside is probably horrifying. Unfortunately, your coffee looks to have gone cold. Perhaps you can order a fresh cup. Order coffee.
Dang. I'm glad you said to try it there. I wonder if it's just you can't use it in the room that you get it. I don't know. Maybe you can, and I just spelled something wrong.
Can you order coffee?
No, I can't type anything right now. I think this is just
Foregone
alternate ending.
game. Well, we didn't load. Or we didn't. So what's our points? I mean,
So that's the one thing is that the points, the way they refresh is when you load into a new screen sometimes. So we run into a problem where oh, I haven't opened the thing yet. Can I take it here? I can't even type right now.
Oregon. I think we're in debug mode, man.
There we go. Okay. I think that where I loaded didn't re-trigger loading the interface. So because the interface had been no. Oh man, my save's messed up.
And maybe I shouldn't have suggested we take the ibuprofen.
I mean, it wasn't a bad suggestion. It's just
Well, I mean, I'm glad we saw that. Although I'm weirded out about what that represents. Well, you keep going over to game. What is Gorgon?
oh, that's just that's the version and quit.
Okay. Wonder if you quit, restarted, and then loaded the game.
No, maybe. Whoops, I did no sound. Oh well.
Anyway, I have not been timing this video. You were worried about not getting 30 minutes, but I think having to restart everything might get us
Oh
there.
yeah, we're definitely creeping up there already.
I'm fine with doing a lengthy farewell video though, because there are no
All
plans
right,
to
so
come
we have
back
it here.
again, are there?
So the only I think the only difference between these two saves is that this one we have the ibuprofen. So I guess we'll just load the slightly earlier save. Because that one works. Okay. Let's go
Okay,
get the
so
ibuprofen.
save 2 got corrupted.
Yep.
Corrupted with the power of ibuprofen. I figured it worked because you fell, but no, maybe it was just you can't be in this room. Or you have to return the key before you can use it.
Look. Oh, maybe. This is some real trapdoor stuff, though. Man, I bet you I just spelled ibuprofen wrong.
I think you did.
Oh, we got the end this time.
And okay, so there you go. That's
So,
the there's
something just happened there. There was something
I know
off
there's
about the
multiple
save.
endings. And that's one of them.
So there's at least 2 endings then. I don't
Oh,
know if
I'm
there's
such an
more than
idiot.
that.
Oh my God, we're so dumb. The it's not I can't because I wasn't joking. I really thought, oh, why does he think this is a terrible nightmare world? I guess for him it's weird because the sky's blue and he's from Red Sky World. And I'm like, no, this ending is that you take ibuprofen and you wake up from this dream where you're in hell world of green sky. Like that did not even occur to me until just now.
Yeah, I do wish that there was a final score showing here because even when you take the boat, it shows your score update when you get on the boat.
Yeah.
And then it doesn't show it on the actual boat scene. So like you have to like look at it really fast before it goes. Which is, I mean, it's probably a
So this is
limitation of the
like the
engine right
King's
now.
Quest 2 ending where Graham just goes back to Daventry and it's like, screw it, man, I'm going to be a bachelor.
Yep.
So I
Did
mean, he's still alive at the end.
I mean, I'm gonna save the game one more time, take the ibuprofen one more time, just to see if um the score does change when you take it. Because when you get it, it changes. But
Wait, why are we doing this again? It's not going to show you the score.
no, but it shows you the score right as it's leaving the screen, right? If it
Okay.
updates. So I'm just gonna throw a real quick save here.
Let's see if I can corrupt another save.
That's 3. All right. Oh, I can't see my score right now. Okay,
Nope.
let's leave the screen.
Okay, 39.
Doesn't change. Okay. I know it changes when you get in the boat, so
Okay, so this is not the correct canon ending. And it doesn't, I'm going to throw this out there. It doesn't actually make sense that if this is all a dream, finding ibuprofen in the dream will get you out of the dream.
I mean, maybe you take it in real life when you take it in the dream. It's like that.
If you take ibuprofen in the dream, you take it for real.
Oh man. Okay.
Ibuprofen. Coffee. Oh, you
Show
Okay.
lock it.
Oh, are you just redoing all the stuff you know will earn points? Okay.
Scarcraft. Look. I can't remember how to spell this guy's house type. Zarak.
Notch. I was looking for words I don't remember as having used.
I completely forgot what it was.
Shapes. Oh, you know what? We never figured out anything to do with the shapes. Maybe that's where this word that starts with P and ends with T comes in.
Whoops.
Maybe you can give the ibuprofen to the guardian and it will wake up in a cafe and no longer be part of this world. So you can just go right by it.
Was there anything else I needed to ask him about? Ask album. I'm just curious about this. If it's like a Easter egg or something.
Ask CP437.
You have no knowledge of this. Weird.
I don't know myself. To know myself would be to no longer have anything to learn.
Okay, I think that was probably all that I've. Because if we ask Pain, we don't
Oh
get points
man,
anymore, and it's hope that helps. Okay.
man, what happens if you had the full 130 point run, but you forgot to ask about like I don't know Zarkarum and
The only thing I didn't ask
Zakum?
him about, I don't think, is the door, which he does give you clues, so maybe that works. Talk. Ask door. Ask. Switch. No points for that. Okay. Oops.
I have no knowledge of this users.
Yeah, I think they actually have a new build coming out that fixes some of the bugs. I saw some posts on. Uh,
Well, I mean, I think if this game gets a sequel, we're gonna check it out. But
oh yeah. Gotta flip the switch. Did you see the switch? They flipped the bitch.
all my bitches are flippers.
Did you know they're apparently doing a? Did you ever see Clone High?
No.
Oh, there was a cartoon called Clone High when I was in college. Not to date myself, but I am
Well,
handsome.
I mean, Jack Source might object to that. Going out
um,
on date nights by yourself.
but they're apparently doing a reboot of the series, which I hope just follows up because the show ends in a cliffhanger where everyone gets frozen in ice. So
Okay.
I'm really hoping that instead of being like, oh, it's a full reboot, they're just like, oh no, we're just gonna pick up where we left off.
Well, I hope that works out for you.
I do too.
Yeah.
Anyways,
What are
did
you
you see
doing
the
with the
pool they
shapes?
flipped the bitch
The
comes from that?
shapes up there. The
Well, I know there
shapes.
is, but
Oh my goodness.
I gotta throw this rock.
And then you got to go all the way back to his house.
Yep. Which there's more than one way to get to. I could go through the mod to get there quicker, but I don't want
Eh.
to. Oh, we already looked at that stuff when we were in here the first time.
Yeah, but I feel like there's got to be something more you can do with
There's
that.
something more I can do with it. I can't do it yet, though.
Well, oh, there is something you can do with it.
Oh no.
Starts with the P and ends with a T.
Well, there's something I can do with it, but it doesn't seem to do what it needs to do. So it confuses me.
Go of 130.
57 is what we had there because we checked if we lost points from falling. So we are on
Right.
track.
We are on track.
Hooray.
There's a dark and stormy room.
I do think it's interesting that the rock randomizes. All right. So we get up in
The
here.
rock says, I like to randomize.
So the one thing, anything involving points in this game, you should see it when you look or examine things that it's near. And
so yeah,
other ways of seeing
we
it.
definitely have like boxes and shit where it seems like something would be going on, but you can't do anything with them.
Yep.
Like there's those knives glued to the wall. There's like that could be a
There's
red
a
herring or
yeah. Right. There's a chest.
Mm-hmm. But the chest is full of like meat, and he never talks about that.
Yeah, I mean you can look. Chest. It's full of gore. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Look, paint.
Oh,
doesn't say
nothing.
He doesn't understand, but it doesn't say anything either.
Yeah, we had a few of those. Oh, it's red paint.
But here's the thing about the red paint.
Like, I would be involved with fooling that creature that wants blood.
Well, I did try that and it didn't seem to work.
Okay.
Although we're gonna save it before we deal with them and see if there is some stuff. But like, there's no shelf here, right? Like, there's nothing. Right? There's no way to look at that and see that there's something there. Like, you see the bucket, and if you look bucket, it doesn't work, right? The only thing that works is paint. And how would you know that without the dictionary? Now you have the dictionary.
I feel like some of this is obtuse intentionally. Some of that might be unintentionally obtuse. That might be just
they just overlooked.
They're missing the response to that command because it's not that it said, "I don't know what you mean" or "I don't see any paint here." It just was like nothing. So that might be an error. A beautiful crystal shard.
But you get points for it. So like there should be like, oh, there's a shelf on the right. It seems to have a bucket of paint on it.
But you
if we look at the paint,
you did get no. Is it in your inventory?
Oh, maybe this is why the red paint didn't work on the monster.
Uh, yeah, there seems to be something wrong with paint. Like it's not. There seems to be an issue with the paint. I don't understand. Drink red paint.
Can I just walk into the fire?
Yeah, like, but no, I think there are little things with this game where there are things where the text parser, like, this is, I'm not an expert in coding these games. I think there's a few spaces where there's supposed to be some response, and maybe they got missed. And
Just curious if he was
but
gonna be like,
was
"What are you
it
doing with that? That's not
was
paint."
it was it red paint that you? Because remember,
I mean, he said he doesn't need it. Although I guess that's his.
I have no use for that. That's why I don't mind you stealing it.
Yeah, hey, isn't that mine? Well, we say, look at this paint when we show it to him, so he's distracted because he doesn't realize it's his bucket of blood.
Are we is it blood? I guess it could be
I don't know.
blood.
It could be. Is
There will
taste
be
a word?
blood.
No, it's not.
Teeth is a word, but that's probably because of the maw. Touch.
What, feet? Look,
Did we
feet.
dip reeds in red paint? Dip is not a word though, so flip. Leave is a word. I don't know that
I
we've
think that's
used
when you're
that
in a
one.
conversation, though.
Oh.
All right. Let's throw a little save down right about here.
Mm-hmm.
There's a monster on the other screen.
It's a
But
monster in my pocket.
I think you get points for this as well. Which might be that there's supposed to be something. When you read the books, it does mention like drawing a symbol in red.
Is it?
For to get to the red court or to summon the red queen or something like that. Uh so like use reads in paint. Understand?
I don't see what you're
Use
talking about.
No, in
Making a
the
red
books that are
symbol.
in the guy's library.
Oh, okay.
So if you use paint here,
The red
points,
shapes with fresh paint.
and you get points for it.
Okay.
Is rub a word?
Well, I mean, it's a word, but
Yeah.
we no longer have the inventory, or we no longer have the paint in our inventory now.
Yeah. There's a no, we do.
Oh.
We didn't use it all up. In fact, we used very little. And now I
Yeah,
know that
I mean, so I don't know what to do with this beast. And the frustrating part about it is you'd have to save and load for every idea that we have,
which
which is
isn't
not.
too bad
No,
because you can save.
it's not that different from how these games used to work back in the day. This is not a, oh, this is annoying. It wasn't like that with the old Sierra games. Yes, it was. It very much was.
Yeah.
Um, but like you throw paint on her, maybe she's like, you could be like, fur is murder and throw paint.
Look, keeper. Whoops, heaper. I mean, it is a heaper as well because it makes the heap down below.
Oh, it's feminine. Maybe you could distract her with, talk about shopping her boys. Throw red paint. I
I don't think you need that. Okay, so what I think you need to do is talk.
Mhm. Black.
Keeper.
Black Heaper.
Now, I'm curious if you can just save right here. I'm going to try in a new spot because then. All right, because that'll be fast. So maybe show paint. Smile. I think you get points for getting eaten, though, is the thing.
Well, did you?
Well, I think so.
Well, I didn't see what your points were before. I know at no point did we have 69 points because I would have demanded we stop getting points. Loat.
Just to be sure how many points we had. We had 70 going and we got 5 points for getting eaten.
But remember, she eats you twice before she lets you go. So it might be you get eaten once and then we're supposed to find something in that place where we got eaten. Like maybe search the gore.
Hey, you can save here. I've tried searching the gore. Gore's not a word. Um, so, oops, I had a bunch of spaces in there apparently. There we go. Give
Keeper,
reads.
comma, you look pretty. You're saving. Oh, no, you're loading.
I don't know if like
I don't know if you get a chance
ask
to do anything here.
dollar. Right? Well, I don't know for sure, but like, why do they give you the option if there's not something you can do?
And maybe on the second pass you can do something. I don't know. So we can search the heap. I mean, it is a heap. You don't need the word heap, even though that's the name of the screen.
I mean, we're at this point. I think we're before we try too much else.
Mm-hmm.
We have a save right there before we get killed at all. Let's try just getting eaten twice, and then going up, getting the stuff, getting the compass fixed,
Oh, seeing if you have the full
and
points
see
at
if we
the
have the
end.
full points. Because if we have the full points, then we kind of know, right? But like,
I don't know why. Yeah, well,
I don't. I mean, I can see
the
this
only
being
the reason you
the
don't
answer.
already know how many points you would have if you did this is because you've never done this without also having done the infinite
Yeah,
points exploit with the ibuprofen.
yeah. So we got. I mean, we got 5 points for that again, right?
Can I tell you? Can I tell you something? By the way, you told me off screen. Oh, and I found paint, and I used it and got points. I'm so underwhelmed by the usage of the
Well,
paint.
that's the thing, and so that's why I'm like, is there some other
This-
thing that I'm supposed to be doing with that? Because
because you
like
still
I
have paint
said,
left over. Yeah.
there's paint left over. It like I'm like, is there a way to like offer to the merchant, but he says he doesn't want it because he knows it's paint instead of blood, right?
Hmm.
I don't know for sure.
I
Um,
hear.
am I using it in the wrong spot to try to draw a portal? I don't know, right? Like, there's draw isn't a verb. It feels like maybe that was going to be a thing, and then it ended up not being a thing. Look shop. Look. Suspicious red staining. Look stains. Look blood.
Dane.
Hmm.
Oh, look, blood doesn't do anything, which means something's supposed to happen.
Yeah, it's weird, eh?
Hey,
Ask. Maybe we ask him about blood
hi.
later. Show. Well, we can't show him stuff here. Okay. So I'm not going to take the compass yet. Ask orb. Look orb.
You can't ask anything yet. We're not talking to him.
No, I know. I know when I don't know at the same time. He is right there and talks to you if you look at things. Okay.
Got things you can ask him about for points.
He's about a humble merchant. So if you ask him about the keeper,
Why it's the best produce? Like she would enjoy reeds because they are a produce.
did I try giving her the reads? I think I did.
I don't know
Oh
if you
no,
did
not
or
in the
not.
thing though. I'll try in a minute. Um. So ask orb. My price. Ask compass. No. Show bucket. No. Show
Red
blood.
paint.
Oh, so he.
Show red paint.
Okay.
I can't tell if it's blood
How
or
come I can
not.
show him blood? Let me look at my inventory. Do I have blood in my inventory? Blood reads.
Yeah. So show red paint.
Right. So I was hoping that like I'd be able to like trade him the red paint for the compass, but I don't think you can. I don't think we got points for that.
No, I think you're probably supposed to find a way that doesn't involve that happening to you, unless you pour red paint on yourself now.
Just poor word.
Because we're all pasty now.
Use paint on self. Talk merchant. We're very close to the end now. Show.
And I don't think we're getting 45 more points.
Well, I don't know. He's pretty excited about this thing.
Ooh.
Yes.
Okay. 40 more points. And most things are giving us 5 points. So we got to stick the crystal on there. And then we got to take the compass back and have our buddy fix it.
We're at 100 points now, though. We're down to 30.
Yeah, so I'm thinking something, some way, somehow, you should be able to get points for getting the compass by finding something other than him killing you or kind of quasi killing you. And there's got to be something you can do with that creature so she doesn't just eat you twice. Like, you get points for eating you once.
No,
I
you get
feel like
points for being
there's.
eaten twice. You get 5 points each time.
Oh, well, then, never mind.
So it might be that that is the actual solution. I feel like a good amount of points, such as 5, is a good indicator of this is the way you were supposed to do that. Do you know what I mean? Like you get 10 points total for it. So unless you get 15 points for.
I thought you got points the first time and not the second time, which made me think, oh, probably something can happen after you've been eaten once where you can get out of being eaten again. But now that you say you get points both times, that would be kind of dickish if you designed it so that there's a suboptimal way to get through, which gives you points, and you'll never know that there's another way. Oh, you got 1 point for the shard, and then yeah, I don't. So now we're like, we just went from 106 to 107 back to 106 to 107 again. I don't think we're getting 23 points for. That seems an odd number of points to get for popping in the compass, which
It
is all
does
that we
seem.
have
Well,
left to do.
you get points for putting the compass in.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting you only get 1 point for giving him the shard. I wonder if you give it to him in a different order. If he gives you more points because he's like, I need a shard to fix this. You're like, I have the shard right here, and he's like, haha.
I would have given you fewer points. Like
But a
if you
total
gave
of
me the
7
shard
points for
first,
that is an odd
I
number
would.
as well, right? Like,
That's a weird number, yeah.
yeah. Maybe I should have asked him about the compass once it was working. It will show you the way. This is the way.
It will show you the way.
Okay, so we're looking at the boat.
You got
Use
points for looking at the
compass.
boat. Oh my god.
10 points for using that.
Maybe we get 13 points for getting in the boat. A whole new boat.
I didn't see the points change there.
Yeah.
But just a second here. Game.
What if you get on the boat and as you're stepping into the boat, gaining those points, you're like, before I get on this, before I shove off, I'm gonna take a few ibuprofen.
Oh, man.
Double ending.
Bad save. Don't save in that spot, I guess.
Mm.
Whoops. Escape. Frick. I swear that you got points for pushing the boat instead or something, but I don't think that's
We're like
actually the
halfway
case.
through the game now. What are you still trying to do?
I'm not only halfway through the game. This is like the last little bit gives you so many points. You just talk
no,
to the
but I mean,
merchant.
you gotta go through the
Yeah,
beast
I
again.
accidentally saved over the other file,
You're
so this
playing
is
the
where we're at.
last third of the game. What are we still trying to figure out?
I don't like just those last few points, but like, what do we
You've
have?
got separation anxiety here, man. Like we didn't get all the points. We know we didn't. We're not sure what we missed, but we didn't get all the points.
Her reads. Oh, she eats you. Man. No, I
I mean,
don't
they're
know. I don't know. I thought that if you push the boat or something, maybe you got points for having done that at the main screen. So I might check that off screen, and if it's the case, I'll just let you know.
we can put it
But
in the description.
in the description,
I feel like we found what we're going to find. That's just
yeah,
that's
in this situation anyway. So there might be some other stuff still hidden in here. There might be other endings. I don't know, right? There might be.
we found two.
We found two, and if there's
But
two, there might be
one of
three.
them was just like okay, hidden behind some really obtuse, not like puzzle. It's not like puzzle solving. It's not like weird moon logic. Like you got to leave the honey on the floor, so the little imp will step in it and get stuck, and then Graham can catch him. This is like obtuse text parsering.
Yeah.
It's like you got to type it in exactly the right way, and the thing that you have to interact with is not described when you look at the room stuff.
All in all,
So
though,
I feel
I
like if there's a third ending, it's probably some like silly ending similar to taking the ibuprofen. Like the
oh
real
yeah,
ending is you get
probably
on the boat and you head for further adventure.
yeah. I guess that's it for this. Thanks for watching, everyone. I mean, I enjoyed this game, and
Oh yeah.
I had enough fun that I decided to poke around more to see about getting more points, and we found the vast majority of them. There might be one or two little things that we missed. It might have even just been a couple things we were supposed to ask the scholar that I didn't realize.
Also, it's pretty apparent. Like this is this person's first game. I think they said right.
I
Um,
believe they made the engine for it too. Like it's like there's
yeah.
an engine now, so that if they want to build more of this sort of game in the future, the engine already exists, right? So
So I think like for a first game, like yeah, I mean it's being real life play tested by us, bitching about places where oh the top drawer you have to do this and it like little stuff like that. Like yeah, you don't always find that stuff in play
oh
testing. Like
gosh,
that's
no.
stuff that can be
And I mean,
fixed.
how many times have I broken the Zerfbots live on stream?
I'm afraid like they cry in fear every time you summon them. He's gonna break us again.
All right, so
But no, I
that
would like I said, I was I don't know if I was grouchy when we finished the series up or what, but like I would yeah, there's a lot of stuff like, oh man, it sounds like there's some neat lore going on. It didn't really get brought in, blah blah blah. Like I had all these things, but like as far as like was I did I find it interesting? Did I want to see more? Yeah, part of the reason I was frustrated is that it seemed like it was just about to get good when it ended.
yeah.
Um, so yeah, like if there's more adventures, like we get to find out what this guy actually is. Do we get to meet the Red Lady? Like I would, or Scarlet Lady in the Red Court, dude. Yeah, I would check it out.
Cool. All right, folks. That's it for this video. We might be on a little of a JG Zerf hiatus after this for a bit, but keep your eyes out, and I'm sure we'll be back at it soon.
Yeah, we will be back again. Don't know where, don't know when, but hopefully it won't be in a heap of gore at the bottom of the pit.
One can dream.
See you guys next time.
Bye.